Hello everybody and welcome to twitch.tv/Jestertainment. I am your host Jester, and joining me today is Murdo! This is the JaMie's Game of the Year 2021. If you remember, 2 years ago, we did a whole presentation which was like multiple things. It was awards, it was paper plates with gold stars, it was Murdo and iron suits. We're not doing that this year because we've barely played any video games and we only had time to sort out a Game of the Year. So we made it an interesting one. We made it a brackets fight. What is a brackets fight, you ask? It is this. That's right. Game goes against game. We vote for game. Game moves on. Then we vote for next game. Get versus game. Game win. Go to the next game to fight the game previous, and so on and so forth until we have a winner. Hello everybody. Welcome. If you have any arguments to make in chat for any particular game, go ahead. We will read them out as we go. Murdo and I have different knowledges and different experiences with all of these games. I think I can't vote in a Twitch poll. Which if is the case, I'll have to like add mine on after and go, this is the way we're going with it. But yeah, you'll be able to see it in chat. The Twitch polls will be up. You'll be able to go, I want this one. We'll go, fuck chat, overruled us again. And then once we're done, we'll crown a community champion, and then Murdo and I will talk about our games of the year. One each, you know, we're not going to be greedy, but yeah. Let's get the first poll up and ready. The first poll, by the way, is The Binding of Isaac, which had a big content update this year. Repentance, which is supposed to be the final update for The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, Rebirth, whatever version you want to call it. Versus, that's the name of the... Listen, I didn't name the things. You see the things you're fighting, Binding of Isaac, it's great. Versus Call of Duty Warzone, which is its own thing. It's had multiple updates. It's technically its own thing, but then also runs parallel with all of Call of Duty's announcements. An important thing to say is we don't really say, right, it didn't come out in this year, it can't be part of this. If it's had a big update or people are still playing it, people voted for it, it's part of it, you know? A game of the year for me, and Murdo, we talked about this, isn't just a game that came out this year, it's a game you still enjoy into this year. That's why Murdo's pushing for all these retro games so we can get fucking, I don't know, Super Mario World 2 for Game of the Year in 2022. Murdo, why are you doing this to us?
It's not even correct. I never said that. I'm not pushing any retro games. Why are you like this?
You push Mario 3D World plus Bowser's a furry, I mean...
Well, it's a good game.
Is it?
It's not what do you mean retro games? It's not even a retro game. It came out this year.
Based on a retro game.
What do you mean? It's based on a Wii U game.
Yeah, retro.
What?
Anyway, let's get the first one up, shall we? Question. Who wins? Exclamation mark, question mark. Responses. The Binding of Isaac. Versus...
So...
What?
Tell me more about The Binding of Isaac. What happened to that game? Was there a big update? Did they spruce up the world?
Did they spruce up the world? I will put a 3-minute duration for each of these on, by the way, chat. If you want to wait until I've talked about the games a little bit, or Murdo's talked about the games a little bit, feel free, unless you've got your own opinions, in which case, go ahead straight for it. Right, so, Binding of Isaac, not the original roguelike, that's Rogue, but it's a very good roguelike that everybody knows, everybody's played at this stage that are into these kind of games. It had a big update this year, which was basically, if I remember correctly, a mod that had been made third party. Basically, they got the developers in for that, or a developer in from that, and they rolled them into the development team, and they made a big, huge patch, which basically doubled the content of what is currently in The Binding of Isaac. It's had several updates. Rebirth was the new version. It was basically Binding of Isaac, which was a Flash game, and then it became The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. It's had 2 or 3 DLCs. This is the biggest one it's had. Yeah, very fun game. I've not had chance to play too much of the new stuff. I haven't had time. But it's going to be one of the games I'll try and get a bit more into next year, I think. Versus Call of Duty Warzone, which, again, most people have seen. We started playing that last year on the stream. You know, COVID had us all locked down, so we had to play something. What better than a game involving killing people? At least 96 people.
I was really good at that.
I enjoyed it. I got a few wins out of it. No solos, but, you know, the groups were Bengal and Shiv and Grotfall and Murd. I think we got a win as well. I can't remember the exact makeups of groups.
No.
But yeah, it's had updates. I've not played it for the most of this year, I don't think. But yeah, it's basically running parallel with whatever version of Call of Duty's out at the moment. So start off Modern Warfare, then it was whatever last year's was, and now it's whatever this year's is. So yeah, I know which way I go on that, but
I don't know. freaking Binding of Isaac has. I mean, this is basically the war of two games that have been along for the ride for many years now.
I can't go, by the way.
Oh, nice. Because Binding of Isaac is mostly the same game. I don't know how significantly the new update changed the game, and obviously it's a good concept and good for them to still supporting it. I guess I didn't even know it used to be a browser game, a Flash game. And Warzone is basically Call of Duty in it, but with a battle royale mode on it. And they did give it a lot of like content updates. I know that much, but I couldn't tell you how significant they are.
Yeah, all I hear every so often is like so and so gun is ruining the game, and then I wait 2 months, and then another gun is ruining the game. It seems to be the cycle.
I mean, I heard they had a new map too, so that's kind of nice. All I remember from playing Warzone is that I was really annoyed with it a lot of times because it was not well, what do you call it? Not well optimized for PC, and like it didn't run well and all that stuff.
Oh, but I think you started up, the audio was just like fucking mental as well.
What?
The audio was all like full blast.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they fixed it. I voted for Warzone here, actually.
Oh, well, you have been massively outclassed, Modo. 80% of the vote going to the Binding of Isaac, so that will be moving on.
Alright.
Okay, next up, we have Pokemon Unite versus Formula 1 2021.
I'm fairly sure we're going to disagree here.
Yeah, you can take the lead on this one.
Pokemon Unite is the most mediocre game that I'm having fun with that I ever played. Pokemon Unite is very okay, very simple, very quite easy to get into. It's ruined by a horrible balancing. It's a what do you call it? Not MOBA. It's an arena battle game kind of thing. I don't know what the terms. It's a bit like Heroes of the Storm, I guess, or very, very baby's first LOL, I assume. That would make it a MOBA, but it's not. I know there's a different term for it.
MOBA, yeah, you're right.
No, so I think there's a difference between MOBAs and what Unite and HOTS are, but whatever.
Unite, HOTS, Dota, all them would count as MOBAs.
Yeah, whatever. You get the gist. It's one of those. It's quite fun to play with your friends. The balancing is horrible. The monetization of it is horrible. It's quite hard to actually unlock new Pokemon without spending money. Like I said, I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. I would not put it anywhere near the conversation for GOTY. Never ever in the entire life. F1 2021 was a good, was a very decent, very good base F1 game. They pretty much evolved from last year's. It's the first game under the EA banner for Codemasters. It's definitely it improved in pretty much any aspect. The driving feels much better. We didn't play much of it this year, but that wasn't because we didn't like it, more because of we just didn't really get to it, did we?
No, we had issues with it, didn't we, to begin with the online?
Yeah, online was a bit shoddy yet again, because that's just how it be.
Yeah.
But they made some nice improvements. My team is back. They finally have an online career mode, which apparently works fine. We didn't get far in it. Yeah, I'm always gonna vote F1 here. No questions asked.
Okay. Just on the argument of versus, for me, Pokemon Unite was a very fresh new video game for me. I looked at trying to get into MOBAs at one time or another. Never really got bitten by any. Never touched League of Legends because I play enough toxic games. But Pokemon Unite really dragged me in. I definitely had the issues with the balance and stuff like that, but since playing a lot more of it, I feel like I'm, doing a lot better. My win ratio has definitely increased. A lot of fun with friends. F1 2021 felt a lot like last year's game, but I played less of it. So yeah, it's hard for me to want to play a game that didn't really change much with a new iteration versus a game that got me into a whole new genre of games. So that's why I'm voting the way I'm voting.
I do get that, but it's always for me it's the question, maybe it's the first of its type that I played, but Pokémon Unite didn't really reinvent the wheel, did it at all? Like, it's nothing new, nothing special, and it's played with all these very big problems. That just, I enjoy this game, it's like fast food, right? Like, you love it, you like it, you just enjoy eating McDonald's, but you know objectively that it's not that great. That's kind of why I'm saying I'm not voting for United.
That's why I go for McDonald's more than posh food places. It's trash, but I love it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. 67% of the vote went to F1 2021, so that is going to go forwards. Yeah, I don't know why this keeps happening, by the way. What have you got plugged in? I don't know what's causing it, but it might be. We got loads of stuff plugged into like a big power tower, and it's... One particular thing is like upsetting my monitor. So anyway, F1 2021 moves on.
Also, thanks Max for checking in. It's definitely Max saying it's definitely multiplayer online MOBA. Yeah.
All right, next up is Murder says this is a hard one. It isn't for me. Next up is Forza Horizon 5 versus It Takes Two. Do we want to just alternate between who leads with the conversation on this one?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So, ironically, I'm going to start off a bit negative, actually. Forza Horizon 5 is okay. For me, it doesn't really add much from Forza Horizon 4. If anything, for me personally, it took something away. But this Murdo's going to maybe disagree with me because he's maybe not got quite as much attachment. We have talked about this before. Forza Horizon 4 took place in Britain, so it was like everything that we went through, everything that went, every area, every landmark. I was like, cool, that's in my home place. That's awesome. That's fantastic. This one takes place in Mexico. I've never been to Mexico. I don't understand anything. But that's not a bad thing. It's still a very fun map. I've definitely started to enjoy it a bit more now that we've got into it. And yeah, I definitely found myself already kind of going back to the old thing of like just sitting back and just like driving through roads while Murder's trying to get me to prepare a car. So the love for that kind of game is still definitely there. It's just a bit, it's not quite what it was for me in the previous iteration, if that makes sense. But still a very fantastic game. Apart from the issues we had at the very start where I couldn't get into the game, and then apparently I was the only person who was streaming who could get into it for a while. That was pretty cool. Yeah, Forza Horizon 5 is a very fun game. Versus It Takes Two. Look, I get the technology and the idea behind it is a bit, I don't want to say revolutionary because they've done multiplayer co-op side stuff before across the internet. That's not a new thing. But a lot of people seem to enjoy it and they seem to enjoy the story. For me, the story didn't really do much for me. I enjoyed being able to rip off a toy hippo's arms. That was pretty cool. The elephant, that was it. Yeah, not the hippo, the elephant. But for the most part, I found it kind of frustrating. Like, I didn't really find myself enjoying it all that much. It was definitely more of a, I'm enjoying it because I'm getting to play with my best buddy Murdo, rather than enjoying the actual gameplay itself. And there's plenty of games like that, and a lot of games are just like, play it with your friend and it's a great game. But for me personally, I didn't enjoy it anywhere near as much as Forza Horizon 5. Murdo?
I think this is actually a really interesting duel for you personally, because it's for me, it's a tale of two games you didn't give much of a chance. I feel like that's kind of the issue, because I think you went into both with kind of negative attitude, I guess. Definitely with It Takes Two. But I totally get it, because I was definitely not that excited about it in a lot of ways, because I thought the story was a bit goofy in the beginning. We didn't get that far because we just kind of stopped because we didn't feel like we didn't get that hook. Me neither. But I definitely had to feel that you were definitely very negative about it all. It Takes Two is an interesting game. On concept, it's the first of its kind that I played. But yeah, I was definitely surprised about all the positive feedback the game got, because I didn't feel like it was that amazing when we played it. Like I said, the story was a bit too goofy. I guess maybe it picks up later. I feel like we kind of stopped at where it would be picking up, where the gameplay would be picking up. Maybe we're just stuck in too many of the early stages. I'm not sure.
This is sort of clown level, which is like the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah,
So.
but then again, it's all like it's for me. It's both of these games. It's kind of a tale of kind of disappointments because I really love Forza. Like it's a pretty game. It's nice. I think all the stuff they did with Mexico is fun. The map is probably the best one Horizon has had. A lot of cars. Not all of them came back. Nothing too special. Nothing too exciting, I guess. Yeah, it's just more Forza Horizon, which obviously is not a bad thing. But I wish that I hope that they're gonna shake up the formula a bit coming forward.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, so it's a 67% victory for It Takes Two. Hello, Boss God, by the way. Not trying to ignore you. We are just trying to almost talk about it like actual professional streamers for once. That's interesting, right? Yeah, welcome along, everybody. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for participating and voting. Really appreciate the input. Again, this is one of those streams that we really need people to be around, so
yeah.
Thank you very much for dropping by on a lovely, fantastic, weirdly warm for the UK New Year's Eve. Very strange.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, if you guys want to give any input on the games, on the duels, please do so. We're gonna read it and think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Right, next up, again, talking about games that didn't come out this year but we played a lot of, King of Retail versus Minecraft. Better?
I don't really like this duel because it's an early access game that we played a lot that I think is alright at best, especially in its current state. Like, it works, it's fun, but it just lacks so much polish. Obviously, it's early access. It's supposed to not be done.
It's only just become a 3-person team, let alone like the one person who's on it by themselves. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like, yes, it's a fun game. It's a good game for what it is, but it's very niche and very much plagued with a lot of problems. And it had to be on this grid because we played it a lot.
Yeah.
But then again, on the other hand, you have Minecraft, which has been around for 12 million years now.
At least.
We played it in the early years. Minecraft was obviously a big part of me coming on the internet, basically being on the internet. We haven't played a new update, so I can't comment on that. How much that adds? We're gonna do that on Sunday.
Yes.
So that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here, to be completely honest, because it's one game that's barely done versus the big behemoth that is Minecraft.
Yeah.
But would I call either my game of the year? Probably not.
So for me, again, we're going on based. So I don't know if this is like. This is definitely okay. I'll start over. This is definitely a personal bias. I'm kind of going by what I enjoyed the most on stream this year.
Yeah.
That's kind of like it's not always my criteria, but it's like this is definitely one of those. I think I enjoyed King of Retail a bit more this year than I did Minecraft. Again, we haven't played the new update. I snuck in for what? We both did for like a stream when they added the first half of the patch that came out, which didn't really add all that much. It's a lot more interesting with the one that's just come out. There's even more content coming next year that should have been part of this patch that's been moved forward. So you could almost argue that the first two big updates of this year, well, the only two, aren't even the full big huge update that they wanted to do. So it's not a complete update, maybe you could describe it as. But no, what I've seen of Minecraft, it looks really good. But King of Retail produced some goddamn classic moments of just like, you know, hey, we sell shirts, hey, got a minute, and all that shit. Like, that made me so happy. It was so funny. Like, I really enjoyed what came out of King of Retail. So
yeah, of course.
For me,
but
yeah, I don't know if I could say either of them are my game of the year, but they're both in my top 10.
Like, again, it's the issue that I have with these kind of lists. It's like objectively and subjectively, because objectively, King of Retail is not a great game. Like, I think we can say that like as clear as it is.
Yep.
And Minecraft had a pretty big update, but we like Yeah, I don't know. I voted for Minecraft anyway.
Understandable. Winner was 71% Minecraft. Good job, everybody. Good job. Next one. Nope, that's not the next one. Why is it doing it that way? I would like to do it this way. Nope, that's not how that works. Alright, well, apparently it's decided that it's no longer doing the big screen. Also, what the F is a ratio. Next up is Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl versus Mario 3D World plus Bowser. Plus Bowser's a furry, right, Modo?
Yeah, Bowser's Fury.
Bowser's a furry. Right. New poll?
You put?
This one's up to me. Oh, actually,
yes.
I'll do it this way just because I haven't played Mario 3D World at all. Do you want to cover Brilliant Diamond Shining? No, sorry, Mario 3D World. I'll do Brilliant Diamond.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so as we all know, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is a remake of the Generation 4 Pokemon games. I've never played them before, so I am not biased, but like I guess I'm coming the opposite. Really, I'm unbiased. I'm not coming from a world where I've already played these games and the remakes are like, oh, worse or better. For me, it's just been a game I've really enjoyed playing, and I found myself like occupying a lot of my free time with it. Again, I can't speak to how much better or worse it is than previous version, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's your typical Pokemon game. You get sent out as a 10-year-old. Nobody thinks that's weird. The unique part at the start of this is actually steal someone's Pokemon, and then for some reason that's okay. You don't get told off for stealing that Pokemon. The bad guys are fucking weird. They've all got bowl cuts, so you know they're bad guys, which is nice. It's nice to have clarification on that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's not the best Pokemon game, but as a new experience for me, it's been really enjoyable.
Yeah, so onto Bowser's Fury, mostly. So obviously 3D World, very good, 3D Mario, not really 3D Mario, 3D-ish Mario game. It's more in line of, like the early Mario games where it's like you have a start point, you have an end point, there's a flag at the end, so it's more in line with the 2D games than it has with, for example, Mario 64 or Galaxy. Galaxy's a bad example. Yeah, so that game, pretty good game that was stuck on a arguably not great system. Finally gets released on the Switch. It's a very fun game. People argued even that 3D World should have been the game that's been on the Switch first, and Odyssey should have been the one on the Wii U. But because 3D World didn't really use the Wii U at all, but no game did really, sadly. Yeah, it controls a bit better. There's online multiplayer, which works surprisingly well, actually. You can play the whole 3D World part in multiplayer. The Bowser's Fury part as well. And it works pretty well, and it's a game that's basically evolved, like, is best in multiplayer, so it makes it's a very good addition, very needed addition. And they added this new mode called Bowser's Fury, which is basically like a whole entire game. It's basically somebody had this idea of how can we make a completely new concept work, and it's completely its own thing. Obviously, it runs on the same engine, but it's pretty much just this whole open world. And you have this ever-looming threat of Bowser hanging over you, attacking you, and you have to use him to interact with the world. And I think that was a really fun concept and fairly short, but I very much enjoyed it. So 3D World might even like that. That was a really, really fun experience. Basically, it answers the question, what if a big studio made an indie game, because it's really much the idea they had, and the world felt very much like some indie game, especially with all the cat influences and stuff like that. But obviously with a big budget behind it, very clean, very crisp, great music. Like I said, pretty short, but it was only supposed to be a bonus on top of the basic game. So I think that alone was almost worth the price of admission, actually, in my opinion. But obviously, you also get this great game that a lot of people didn't get to experience yet on the cartridge as well. So I think that was a very great package to buy. I bought Brilliant Diamond as well. I haven't played it yet. What I heard is mostly mixed, but more positive. Yeah. I'm gonna play it soon, I guess. Maybe.
Cool.
Hopefully.
So winner was Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl with 75% of the vote.
I disagree.
Again, do you want to do Superstars? I'll do Zoo.
Sure.
And then after that, do you want to cover Snap and Valley? I'll do 14 and Valheim.
Hey, let's do that when we get there.
I mean, I'm just going by what I've played, because I've played neither of the two after.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so next up is Let's Build a Zoo versus Mario Party Superstars. It's no secret. I absolutely love Let's Build a Zoo. I have played it a lot off stream, which is unusual because I usually get into an MMO and then just don't play anything else. I've been trying to balance my time very carefully between every game that I'm into at the moment, but like I think Let's Build a Zoo is getting like the majority of the play right now. It's just hitting like all my nostalgia factors of like, you know, management games, which I weirdly like, which I keep forgetting that it's an enjoyable category of video games for me. It's animals, which again I love, zoos that I love, and then just creating hybrids of just ridiculous animals. Like the icon I've used is the I believe it's the Rabok, no, the Duckit, which is the rabbit duck hybrid. And it's not just a simple ass game either. It's like, you think, oh, it's just, you know, making a zoo, making up money and stuff like that. It's got a whole, like, good versus evil morale meter, so you can turn it into either, if you're evil, a factory, where you're just carving up animals to make, like, meat and stuff like that for profit. Or you can be a good person and actually get into a whole, like, farming aspect of it, which basically becomes, like, a minute version of Stardew Valley. If you've seen the streams, you've literally seen, like, part of my zoo is just, like, incredible. It's just like a whole Stardew Valley situation going on with animals and crops and chicken coops, and yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It's definitely got some issues which have been addressed in like some updates, but there's certainly some bits where I'm kind of like, oh, I wish this was a bit better, I wish that was a bit better, but for the most part it's like an absolutely incredible game, and I think everyone should play it at some point. Murdo, would you like to take Mario Party Superstars real quick? Look at Murdo in his button-up professional streamer shirt, so snazzy. Thank you, Grotful. Hello, bud. Hope you're well.
Yeah, so Mario Party Superstars. It's pretty much what the other Mario Party on the Switch should have been. It has a lot of improvements, a lot of mostly online improvements, finally. But it has a lot of similar issues as well. Not many boards to play. The boards are still fairly tiny, fairly simple. Not many. The game doesn't have as many characters to play as the other one, which is very unfortunate, I think. But mostly, it's pretty much what the first game should have been on the Switch. Mario Party gets back to its roots finally. I assume they're gonna add more through DLC, hopefully more boards. All the boards have been from old games, which obviously isn't bad. But it only has been boards from the first 3 games, which a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for, but obviously the boards for the early games on the N64 were really simple. I think it's like I said, it's a step in the right direction. I definitely agree that Let's Build a Zoo is better. Probably one of the best indie games I've looked at recently. It has so many features. It has a clear focus. It's very good at what it does. Some things are maybe a bit confusing, especially with getting rid of the droppings and like taking care of the well-being of the animals, but like weird sometimes.
There's a bit of a learning curve to it at times.
Yeah, I wish there was a bit more to that you know what the game actually wants from you. But yeah, it's pretty much what I wish more games were like. They have a very good foundation and they build content on top of it, so you keep experimenting, maybe try again, try different things, and just can expand up until the cows come home. Ha, animal.
Which you can get in the game.
Yo. For me, this was a no question.
Yeah, well, chat also has no question. It is 100% behind Let's Build a Zoo.
Yo.
Beautiful. You'd love to see it. Okay, I've played neither of these games really, so are you Stardew Valley much?
I played Snap.
Played Snap, but I'm thinking, have you played Stardew Valley?
No.
Right, chat, you're going to have to come up with your own arguments for Stardew Valley, or I can just say what Kaya tells me. Because she's played it, I haven't. Alright, next up. Modo, I'll let you talk about Snap, and then I will let Kaya talk off mic, and hopefully you guys can hear her.
Pokemon Snap is pretty much what people wanted since the N64 days, pretty much, or since the Wii days, at least. People wanted a game in the series so bad, and it's now skipped 2 consoles that it would have been perfect for, at least gimmick-wise, because Nintendo loves pushing their gimmicks, but they didn't with the Wii U for some reason, and they barely did with the Wii. They had Wii Sports, but that's about it. They could have had so much more, but they didn't. Anyway, Snap is very, very solid. There's a lot of stuff to do. It's very pretty. It's incredibly pretty for the Switch. Runs well. It's pretty fun. There's a lot of things to, despite it being an on-rails shooter, basically, there's a lot of stuff to experience, to find out, to experiment with. A lot of things to find out, basically, to make, a lot of different animations of the Pokemon. A lot of there's like I think 4 different poses for every Pokemon, and there's like 300 Pokemon, I believe. There's so much to do, and a lot of stuff where you can just experience the game differently with new tools, with new environments, and they're all so adorable. All the Pokemon are so cute. And there's Wingull, and I screeched when I saw them, and I'm 25, I swear. It's pretty much what people wanted out of Snap, I'd say. And it was definitely one of the games that kind of went under the radar, I'd say. But yeah, it's pretty much what people wanted, and I definitely think it's done a really good job.
Kaya, give me a roundup of why people should vote for Stardew Valley in a minute.
They don't die, so it's like everything fun.
Did you all hear that, chat?
That's the worst explanation I've ever heard.
I voted Stardew Valley because it came out 6 years ago. Yeah, we can't hear. Basically, Kaya said it fulfilled her dream of being able to quit her job and go live on a farm because work is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Stardew Valley is a game that has had a lot of fans. Obviously, I meant to play it so many times. I meant to play it so many times, but never did. It's how Kaya kind of said. It's like all the positives of just moving out and starting something new, starting a farm without any of the consequences. Yeah, it's a great game. I'm not sure why it's on the list because, as Squadful said, it came out 6 years ago.
Again, we don't do games that are specifically that came out this year because I've justified this before. Murder and I don't play games in the current year very often, especially the last 2 years because not much has come out. So yeah. I'm making a lot of effort this year to make sure I change that. Hence the reason I've already got streams up for Pokemon Arceus, and God of War up on the schedule. Right, a tie. Goal is Stardew Valley. Pokemon
why aren't we just breaking the tie then?
I already voted.
Yeah, me too. But us as the host should be more important.
Oh, so we decide which one.
I mean, I'd say so.
I mean,
you can. I don't want that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, with the host, fuck it. Let's exude executive power. I'd go Snap.
Yeah, same.
Not because of when it came out or anything like that. Snap win, by the way. But it is, to me, a bit more of an interesting game. It is photography simulator, you're right, but Stardew, I can get that kind of content in a few different games, whereas I feel like Pokemon Snap is a lot more unique. It's a much more interesting graphically for me as well. I also love the idea of playing the game simply because I've not played it myself, but my ideas were to go get one of those like Bluetooth printers, start and print them off, and then using them for like carpentry stuff, like with the framework and resins and stuff like that. I had a few ideas like that, including using Pokemon cards and stuff, but we'll talk about that another time. But I've got some ideas involving resin. Don't tell Shiv, he'll love it. I thought this was a democracy. You were just voted.
Yeah.
Democracy.
We broke the tie, fuck you.
Yeah. Okay. Last poll of this part of the thing is going to be an interesting one. Wait, I knew you typed in who I was going to vote for then. Who wins? Final Fantasy 14, a game that came out in 2011, versus Valheim, a game that hasn't technically come out yet because it's in early access. Okay, this one is going to be a very interesting one. First of all, Final Fantasy 14 is a game that I got into last year. Got into it around Shadowbringers. Took me ages to get through the story. I'm now playing through the most recent expansion that came out in December. That is Endwalker, which is why this definitely classes as a game that's allowed to be on. And it's been really enjoyable so far. The gameplay itself hasn't changed too much. It's still, it's an MMO. You do your quests, or if you're KO, you ignore the quest completely and just focus on crafting. But, MMOs are fantastic for that. You get to choose where your fun is. Sometimes you get a bit like, can't carry on because I haven't done this. I can't do that because I haven't done this yet. But for the most part, it's a game. It's very fun. Endwalker has somehow made things even better. Like every first two, like the main game and the first expansion stories were fine. They're all right. They've got better and better. Shadowbringers was brilliant. Endwalker, I'm not even through it yet. I'm 7 or 8 hours into the story at most, and I've teared up more than a couple of times. It's had like some really good emotional punches. Like, I'm someone who does get invested in story games and stuff like that. It looks fantastic. Yeah, I can't really sell Final Fantasy 14 to people that aren't into MMOs, but it's a brilliant game. Versus Valheim. Valheim, again, we've had a lot of fun in, but at the end of the day, it's in a similar boat to King of Retail. Actually, it's very similar to King of Retail, where it's a game that came out in early access this year versus a game that came out in 2011. It was a really fun game. Really enjoyed our time in it. But we definitely found a lot of janky issues that we're kind of struggling with. Progression's not the best in the game. You kind of understand what you're doing, but at the same time, I feel like we've had to go to outside resources quite a lot for that. Not to say I haven't in Final Fantasy 14, but, Valheim still has a long way to go. It's definitely a game that will be up in these kind of votes and stuff like that again. But yeah, I don't want to sell Valheim short at the expense of Final Fantasy, so Murdo, I'll let you boost up Valheim a little bit.
I think Valheim is early access done right. Valheim is an incredibly robust and very unique base. I think in comparison to a lot of the other games of its genre, it does a lot of things right. It's not as janky and, may I say, bad as many of its genre colleagues, basically. At least in the early access stage. It has a really cool setting. It has really a lot of cool features. It has a lot of stuff where it's like too strict, too finicky, too hard, maybe. I wish there were more options for that, I guess, but I think it's a very good game for what it is. Obviously, it's gonna improve further as we go. And I'm looking forward to looking at it more. It's a game I liked. I'm not sure if I had so much fun with it because it does feel. I'm not sure if you play Valheim to enjoy yourself. It's more a game to accomplish something in it. Like there's different ways of getting enjoyment out of something. Either you can get enjoyment out of having like just fun, just doing stupid shit and just doing whatever you want, or you like want to get the next thing, you want to unlock the next thing, you want to get to the next boss, and so on and so on and so forth. And it's more one of those games, you know.
Yeah, I get you. 67% of the vote went to Valheim, so congratulations, Valheim. That's going to upset at least 4 people I know. All right, we are into. Hang on,
we're not the. I mean, most of us aren't really the MMO people.
Quarterfinals
me included.
No,
like,
I get that.
Like obviously, you have to give it to Final Fantasy because it was like such an important thing this year. Like you literally had to stop people buying the game because it was so popular. You had server backups and so many people wanted to get in, and I think it should get some reward for that alone, I guess. But yeah, we're not really the MMO people here.
It's a shame, really, because they already had to mess with some server stuff that they had to get physical access to for the housing issues and stuff like that. And they're trying to boost some stuff for the servers before they had the big influx in summer, let alone what happened with Endwalker. So yeah, they're really struggling at the moment. Like they having to get out to like physical servers, and because of COVID and stuff like that, they're finding it very hard to. So yeah, they're doing all they can, and like Murder mentioned, they actually had to stop sales of the game and stop new free trials because of like how overly populated it was. Like at the start of Endwalker, Kara and I were in queues of like 4,000, and we were just like, you know what, fuck this, we ain't playing. So yeah, luckily again to Squeenix's defense isn't really the right way to go about it, but they have given people like, I think it's like up to 14 days now, free subs. So make up for the fact that not many people could get in. So yeah, it's been really good of them, and they've done their best. Let's put it that way. Okay, on to the quarterfinals. We have The Binding of Isaac versus Formula 1 2021. It Takes Two versus Minecraft. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl versus Let's Build a Zoo. And Pokemon Snap versus Valheim. Murdo, how would you like to tackle this in terms of conversation?
I mean, I guess we go left to right again, right?
Yeah, that's still the same. I was gonna say, do you want to champion one of these each, or do we want to just like try and say a quick piece about each?
I guess we can do. Yeah, I'd say we both say something about each.
Okay. I'll go first, and we take it in turns.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So again, The Binding of Isaac. I'm trying not to say the same things over and over again. We could have just done a whole like passage and then just like copy pasted it into chat. That would have been the easy way to deal with that. But I guess we talk about the game's like their strengths versus their weaknesses and stuff like that. I feel like The Binding of Isaac is a bit more worthy of Game of the Year contention. Again, so this is going to be a bit of a backwards argument, but both of the games are games that have effectively been around for ages. Formula 1 hasn't really been different, to me at least, since, like, I don't know, the most recent time, when Codemasters took over, I should say. So I've been playing the F1 games since, like, I don't know, 2016, 2017. They've all felt pretty samey. They've definitely done, like, quality of life updates. They've definitely done roster updates and stuff like that, so that's been nice. There's definitely been, and they've handled better as well. Like, there has been improvements. I'm not saying there hasn't at all. For me, The Binding of Isaac, I feel like, because it's a roguelike, if you don't know roguelikes, basically, Binding of Isaac's a little bit more unique in this as well. You have a choice of like 10 and then effectively 20 as alt characters. 20 characters that you start the run with. They all have their own different powers and stuff like that, or different starting benefits. And then you run through the game. You go through different rooms. It's top-down kind of shootery, isometric-y jib. So, you know, it's 2D. Not really important, but each run is different. Again, I feel like with the most recent update, I feel like what they've done with Repentance is a lot more impressive than what Codemasters has done with Formula 1 2020 to Formula 1 2021. That's just my take on it. I stopped at the perfect time there.
I think F1 2021 is finally what the game is supposed to be. At least handling-wise and stuff like that. I think it's actually now at the level that you want the Formula 1 game of the year to be. And I think it deserves a lot of kudos to that to finally be at the point, and now you just need to build upon it. It's
quick plus for them as well. They actually included new tracks as DLC, which they've never done before. That was quite nice to see as well.
Yeah, I'm not that happy with the output they have, and with like, I think there could be more tracks, and I would love there to be just more content, like more older cars, maybe some more older seasons on top, so you can just play through different seasons like as they happened. And obviously now with COVID and actual F1 schedule being different than it was supposed to be, the many tracks that they actually raced at aren't in the games and probably aren't gonna be, which is a shame, but obviously understandable. But yeah, it's like I wish there were more tracks in there that weren't part of the schedule, I guess. Just other old tracks that we don't race anymore, and basically yeah, I voted for F1 again. I think it's basically what you want as an F1 fan out of if you want to experience the racing. It's the best way of doing it.
I don't disagree with you at all on that. Binding of Isaac wins it with 80% of the vote. Thank you very much, guys. Next up, this is a clear winner for me, so I'm going to let Moto do his piece first. It Takes Two versus Minecraft.
It Takes Two, again, is a very unique game, a very unique co-op game. I wish, like I said, I think we gave it up too early. I don't really know what's happening beyond the point where we left it, but I am pretty sure that there's gonna be more there. I guess maybe me and you aren't the people for co-op games. I'm not sure.
I wouldn't say
don't know. Again, I think that we definitely threw it away too early. Whereas Minecraft is Minecraft. What's there to say about Minecraft? It's the same thing as it's been. They just been adding a lot of cool things. They keep adding new stuff. It's still one of the most popular games ever on the internet or anywhere ever at all. And I think you just gotta give it credit for that. And it's a sign that the updates have been adding work, and they add a lot of stuff to keep people invested in the base game. Obviously, a lot of people play with mods as well, but the base game still delivers and gives a lot of great experiences.
Yeah. I have a massive argument, or massive issue with the argument of we didn't play long enough to get into the good stuff. Games should be able to grab you quickly. They're not TV shows where you go, oh, I'll give it an episode or two, I'm not doing much out, it's passive, we'll get into it. A game needs to grab you in the first hour. 2 hours at a push. I never got grabbed by It Takes Two. Again, for me, the enjoyment was definitely playing with you, Murdo, rather than the actual gameplay itself. It was great when we went against each other, because I kicked your ass. But that wasn't the point in the game. It's supposed to be a cooperative game. So to have mini-games that then were like pitching you against each other felt a bit weird. I guess the idea of it was like, it's a bit cathartic because of like the whole thing is like a divorced parents kind of story. Yeah, and again, the subject matter was a bit close to home to me. But I never really had, we talked about this on the actual stream, I never had really bad issues with my parents getting divorced or whatever like that. But at the same time, that kind of story, I don't feel like it's a good platform for a video game. Also, I love the irony of it winning Family Game of the Year. Minecraft is... like Moda said, Minecraft. I can enjoy Minecraft any year. I annually play Minecraft. It's a brilliant game. The updates, from what I've seen, look absolutely fantastic and bring a whole new level of exploration to the game. It's added more to the game as well in terms of new blocks and stuff like that as well. Every update the game has done, we started again last year, I think it was, with the Nether update. Like, it's made it really, really fun, more interesting, scarier. In case of the Nether, like, you now have to be super fucking careful in there rather than just, like, skipping through an open field and not being worried. So, yeah, it's, yeah, that's all I've got to say on those two, really. I'm going to say something else about one of these games in a second, so good luck to me. 67% of Minecraft voters voted Minecraft. That's right, you're all Minecraft voters now. Congratulations, chat. You've been made to be pigeonholed? I'm so sorry. Alright, that puts us in the semi-final of Binding of Isaac versus Minecraft. But first of all, quarterfinals on the right side. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl versus Let's Build a Zoo. I guess I'll lead with that while I type. Yeah, so Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, again, it's a remake. You can put into that whatever you want. A lot of people don't like to vote for remakes because game already been done. For me, if a remake is made more interesting, then it's worth doing. Especially if it brings it to a new platform as well. You know, we haven't had Gen 4 on anything other than, was it Game Boy Advance?
Gen 4.
Gen 4, yeah.
That's the DS games, dude.
DS games. Okay, so yeah, it's been a game. It's a game that's been due an update for a while. But it's one of those that people really wanted as well, which was weird. And then when it came out, like I heard actually more negativity than I did positivity about it, which is weird. But again, it was a new experience for me, so I was quite happy to jump in and try it out. And I've really enjoyed it so far. To be fair, like I've had no real issues with the game. If anything, I've actually really enjoyed the game because it's actually had gym challenges that actually felt like challenges. It wasn't just an easy-ass win. Oh my god, Cyberina, thank you so much for the raid. Very much appreciated. And I really appreciate the Bulbasaurs. Hello, everybody. Sorry, we're just doing a Game of the Year thing, so we're going to have to kind of talk and say hi at the same time. The other game on versus at the moment is Let's Build a Zoo. Let's Build a Zoo is, again, it hits all the nostalgia for me of like theme park, 2-point hospital, theme hospital, but 2-point hospital, similar kind of vein. It's an absolute fantastic game. I would absolutely recommend Let's Build a Zoo to everybody. Again, I've played both games in my spare time off stream, which is very unusual. I never used to enjoy playing, well, never used to. For a long time, I didn't enjoy playing games off stream. And both of these games have been games I played off stream, which, you know, speaks volumes about them. Modo?
Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, obviously, pretty much more of the same. Obviously, a lot of people wanted the remakes. They made them fairly
Sabilu Sounds,
close.
Passion Uwu SMM, Thizzleo, Chess WC, and Tacos the Casual. Thank you very much for the follows, guys. Really much appreciated.
You done?
Sorry, Modo, I thought I'd muted myself.
Nope, you did not. It's pretty much more of the same. Let's Build a Zoo, obviously the game that I pretty much look as the blueprint of how indie games should be. Content rich, but having a really solid base. And that's why I probably vote this over Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I haven't played the Pokemon remakes yet, but I will get to them fairly somewhen, hopefully.
Someone, hopefully.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, like I said, I really enjoyed what it was, and I don't have the I've played it before bias, which is nice, really, because I have that with a lot of games where I'm like, oh, I play a remake and it's like, fine at best, you know. But yeah,
definitely.
For me, as far as creativity, uniqueness, and just overall fun, I think Let's Build a Zoo went to that for me. Yeah.
I haven't played the base Diamond Pearl games either. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had.
No. The first games I played were Ruby and Sapphire, or just Sapphire.
All right.
And I kind of fell off a bit.
60% of the vote went to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Thank you very much, everybody. Chat, please do your did-the-do's for the new followers. Thank you very much, guys. And again, thank you very much, Cyberina, for the raid. Very much appreciated. Welcome along, everybody. Hope you've had a great New Year's Eve so far. I'll hopefully guide you through the next half an hour or so, depends how long we're going to go for. Basically, we're doing a community vote for the Game of the Year for Jestertainment, or the JaMie's, the Jester and Murdo Interactive Entertainment Awards, and then we'll be talking about our own personal games of the year. So whatever the result of this is doesn't matter, because we've got our own votes anyway. Again, Sabilu Sounds, Passion, Uwu, SMM, Frizzilo. That's right, I get that right. Chess, WC, Tacos the Casual, and Effervescent Antelope, thank you very much for the follows. Very much appreciated. Please raise your news in chat for all the brand new followers. Thank you so much, guys. Next up, Murdo, you can lead the charge on this one. Pokemon Snap versus Valheim.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Pokemon Snap basically pretty much what people wanted out of a new Pokemon Snap. A lot of people, obviously, a lot of nostalgia for the old N64 game. I'm almost happy that they didn't put it on the Wii or the Wii U, even though they probably would have fit better. But the Switch version now not really burdened with being a gimmick or justifying a gimmick, just being a Pokemon Snap game and being good at it. Again, there's a ton of stuff to do. There's it's more or less it feels like a love letter to Pokemon fans. It gives it's basically the spin-off that people wanted for a long time now, because it gives the Pokemon so much more personality, so many different animations and interactions that you just don't get in the main series games, sadly. Yeah, it's pretty much what people wanted and what people wish that the normal games would be more like. I guess more Pokemon animations, more lively, more personality, pretty much. It has what the basic games wish they had more of, I assume. Versus Valheim, which again, very good early access title. It's still early access, but it's very feature rich already. There's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to build, very rewarding, quite tedious a lot of times, but I guess that comes with the genre and with the setting as well. But again, I had a bit of issues with all the tedium from it. I thought it was a bit too much at times. Definitely dampened my enjoyment of it, because I'm not really the type of guy to just like do things over and over and over again if something goes wrong. But I definitely thought it did a really good job. We spent a lot of time in it. We played quite a lot of streams. My hair's terrible. And yeah, I thought really good game. But I think I'm gonna... It's tough because like I fell off Snap quite fast. I played one stream and never touched it again. Valheim, we played a lot, but I think I had more enjoyment in Snap, so I guess I'm voting for that.
For context, I think we did all of this on stream as well. We got 76.5 hours in Valheim.
Yeah.
I think it was always you and me doing that. Maybe 1 or 2 streams by myself, but yeah, we played a lot of Valheim. The very reason this doesn't just include games that came out this year or even got updated this year is because we didn't play that many games this year that came out this year, if that makes sense. And a lot of the argument for me was like, well, if I didn't want to go and buy it or didn't make time to go play it, am I going to vote for it or put it on a Game of the Year thing based on like what I've seen of other people? So on that argument, Valheim, I bought, I played, I really enjoyed. Pokemon Snap I looked at, and at first I didn't even give a shit about it because it wasn't my nostalgia at all. I never played Nintendo 64, so I definitely didn't play the original Pokemon Snap, so I didn't have any love for it to begin with. But since seeing the enjoyment that people have got out of it, including my girlfriend's little sister, I completely understand why people love it. And as Murdo said, like, if the actual Pokemon games presented Pokemon like they do in Pokemon Snap, it would be 100% better. Just like that. Like, the animations, how you see them in the wild, how they're interacting with each other and stuff like that is so cool. And I wish they'd do that in a proper Pokemon game. So yeah, again, I voted for Valheim on that one, but Pokemon Snap wins. And to be fair, I feel like I would have voted Pokemon Snap if I'd played Pokemon Snap. I think it's the best way to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can guarantee...
Oh, Snap got more free content. Did they get DLC? I didn't even know that.
Oh, there you go. We've definitely got a Pokemon in the final. We have The Binding of Isaac versus Minecraft in the semi-finals, and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl versus Pokemon Snap. Okay. Binding of Isaac, Minecraft. Murdo, have you got anything to say on either of those? I'll quickly do the poll.
Again, the problem with Binding of Isaac is it's just really much not my genre. That's why I don't really have much to say of it. There's a lot of this kind of game, I assume. Binding of Isaac, obviously the first one to really hit it big from that genre. At least how much as far as I can tell. Like, to hit it really big, like Binding of Isaac was quite a phenomenon for a while. Obviously, there were some genre, very, very similar games that were really popular, but not as popular as Binding of Isaac was for a while. But yeah, there's not much I can say to any of the new any of the new content or anything, because it's not really my cup of tea. Yeah, Minecraft. What can you say about Minecraft for the third time? It's Minecraft. Well, like this. The thing is, I think you have two very big online phenomenon here that went really big on YouTube specifically in different time parts. Parts of time. Minecraft, obviously, early days, 2010, 2011. Binding of Isaac, like a bit after that, I guess, more 2014, 2015, I'd say. Don't quote me on that. But I think Minecraft is just more accessible, more. There's more. There's just more. It's more. Yeah, that's kind of. It's just bigger in scope, better and more for everyone. It's kind of my point, I guess.
Yeah. As far as like games I've played, I bought Repentance, and I bought Minecraft. So there's no winner as far as who got purchased. But it's hard not to have fun in Minecraft, isn't it? As long as you're an imaginative person, you got a little bit of a brain into creativity, you can have fun in Minecraft. I can see people just getting into Minecraft and going, okay, there's blocks. That's great. I don't understand. I hate Lego. I'm quitting. And they go to the Binding of Isaac and go, okay, I get this. I just got to collect things. And, you know, you can boil them down to incredibly simple concepts. For me, if you go into... Both these games are ridiculous because they both have incredible replayability. They both have great gameplay if you enjoy the kind of gameplay that they present. They both look fine. Binding of Isaac doesn't look amazing. It's not a huge graphical monster, but nor is Minecraft. But Minecraft, you can modify, you can shade, you can do so much with Minecraft to make it a much better looking game. And a much more enjoyable game. Like, Minecraft isn't just Minecraft. Whereas I feel like the Binding of Isaac is just the Binding of Isaac. Like, you have your one set kind of way to play the game, and that is kind of it. It gets modified with items and stuff like that. But Minecraft is like 100 million games in one. It's almost unfair to put it as a single game in a Game of the Year list. You know, it's got its updates. It's been fantastic. I've never, you know, not wanted to go back to Minecraft. So yeah, it's Minecraft for me.
Yeah, not really much of a question for me personally again. Binding of Isaac, like I said, not my cup of tea. I definitely see the appeal of it, but yeah, it's
a fun like throwaway game. It's almost like the reason I like Pokemon Unite as a MOBA is because of how short and quick it is. In that game space, the Binding of Isaac could be like 40 to an hour long runs. You don't always have time for those. If it was a shorter like 10-20 minute game, like I think Dead Cells is a bit that way, it'd be a bit more enjoyable, a bit higher up on my list, and a bit more of a game I'd have more playtime in, ironically. Yeah. But yeah, there we go. Minecraft, by the way, winning with 80% of the vote, sending it to the finals versus a Pokemon game. Murdo, I'll let you do the charge once again. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl versus Pokemon Snap.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because obviously, Diamond and Pearl, a full-fledged Pokemon game, even though it's just the old one, but the older ones, but a bit remade. It's not much new. There's not much that much new. They went for a fairly simple art style. They in comparison to other remakes they made, obviously Heart Gold Soul Silver or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, they didn't add much. They didn't give it a new swing that much, which is why I wouldn't really have it in conversation for Game of the Year. But I totally get it. Versus Snap, which is a game I haven't. I played and I enjoyed, and I think it's a great direction for the Pokemon franchise as a whole. Even though I haven't played it as much as I wanted to, it didn't hook me quite as much. But as a general game, I think it's better as a base.
Okay. I know which way I'm voting. Again, kind of based on what I bought and played, but also Pokemon Snap is I can see why people enjoy it. I completely get it at this stage. But for me, Pokemon is about not just capturing the image, but catching the Pokemon itself. So I know it's philosophical, really. But yeah, for me, I bought Brilliant Diamond, Shiny Pearl straight away, pre-ordered. You know, I was really into the idea of playing it. I love Pokemon and the ridiculously simple formula that doesn't really change and not much does. I love collecting Pokemon, as a lot of you will know. I'm collecting a Living Dex at the moment, so it's more Pokemon for that rather than having to go through other games to find them. It's, you know, complete the generation and send it into Pokemon Home event. And I've just been really enjoying playing through a simple, effectively 2D Pokemon game again. Like, I enjoyed Sword and Shield, but I don't know, it lost some of its charm in being a bit more open world, might not be the right word, but like it was a different style to what it has been previously. And I really enjoyed going back to one of those style of games. Some of you might not know, but I played a lot of like Pokemon Omega Ruby and stuff like that on the DS as well last year and into this year as well. I really enjoyed that style of game, which is weird because I'm not a big like, you know, older retro gamey kind of person. Whatever reason, that style of game I really enjoy. It's definitely had some interesting game quality of life changes as well, and some that people complain about. You know, like the XP share and stuff like that being permanently on, so it's almost a bit too powerful. Like you end up over leveling Pokemon really quickly, which is my style of playing. If you see my Dark Souls streams, yeah, it's. I think for me, the perfect Pokemon game is the animation, environmental stuff of Pokemon Snap with the actual gameplay of. You know, a Diamond and Pearl, a Sword and Shield, and whatever else. So, you know, jumping forward a little bit, seeing how they do Arceus is going to be very interesting. So, with that, 57% of the vote goes to Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl.
All right.
We can have another community voted awards show that puts a Pokemon game at Game of the Year, because we had that for Sword and Shield.
Well, there's a 50-50 possibility.
50-50 chance. Everything is 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't. All right.
True.
I'm going to give this one a 5-minute thing, chat. If you want to, you know, have a bit of an argument amongst yourselves about this, please, again, if you've got any experiences with either of these two games that would push an argument forward for or against, please say in chat. We'll read them out. Finally, then, who wins? Brackets finals. It is Minecraft, the now 10-year-old juggernaut, versus Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl.
The now 10-year-old juggernaut.
The now 15-year-old juggernaut.
When did Diamond come out?
I don't know.
I want to say 2008 or something.
I was going to say, I feel like it's pre-2010.
Diamonds.
Yeah.
2006.
2006? So yeah, 15-year-old juggernaut.
Okay, in Japan. In Europe, it was July 2007.
Yeah, but it would have this version would have come out in Japan at the same time, so 15-year juggernaut. Doesn't smart.
Sure. Yeah, so yeah, in Japan 2006, end of 2006. America, April 2007. In Australia, for some reason, a week earlier than Europe, so that's cool.
Because they have to pay more.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, so about 15 years-ish, yeah.
So,
that's how you want to slice it.
What can we say that we haven't already said? Minecraft is a game that you can play virtually anything in. You can even have a computer in it if you want. You can have a calculator in it. The things that people do in Minecraft is absolutely insane. The fact they continue to update it is huge. I bet you can count on, I don't know, maybe 2 hands, how many games have been around for over 10 years that still get relatively frequent updates and big updates too. GTA 5 notwithstanding, because they have to keep updating that, otherwise they'll never make money. Love the fact that that was never in the list as well. But yeah, absolutely brilliant game, still is, and I think it will continue to be a fantastic game years to come. Like, I feel like Minecraft's going to be on a Game of the Year list every year, the way we do it. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, again, a fantastic remake. As far as I'm aware, I never played the original. As far as a standalone game, which it is to me, I, again, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that style of 2D, running through towns, catching your Pokemon. And it's interesting as well, because they did hybridize it a little bit, where it's not just run through the grass, find Pokemon. They have the whole Grand Underground thing, which, as far as I'm aware, got really well updated for the Switch, where you do see the Pokemon running around, stuff like that. You can affect what spawns. It definitely doesn't have the same feeling as Sword and Shield. Like, Sword and Shield, seeing the Pokemon actually running around the grass was really cool. Like, that was genuinely awesome. You know, that's the closest, realistically, they've got to a Pokemon Snap style of animation and interaction while still being a normal Pokemon game. So again, how they do Arceus. I'm not going to say who I voted for. I don't want to steer anybody any particular way. But yeah, I think both games are fantastic. I don't think I could argue for either of them, except for one of them came out this year, but not really. One got updated this year and has been since 2011. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely more on the side of Minecraft. I think it's a bit I know, I'm not a big fan of voting old games for Game of the Year, to be completely honest. But it does get like so many updates, both official and mods and fan support and stuff like that, I think that is quite enough to almost qualify it as a new game. Obviously, we might need to think about banning it from the next year because we've had it in for every year now.
Yeah, we can talk about that after this bit about what we do for next year.
Brilliant and Pearl, obviously. It's to be fair, this year was quite weak. You got like in general, we don't have a lot of games that other publications had on the Game of the Year lists on here. And this year was incredibly weak. Like there weren't that many big hitters. There wasn't an obvious winner or candidate for Game of the Year. I'd say.
I love the fact our award ceremony is there wasn't enough good games, so here are the ones we fucking found.
I mean, it pretty much is because, like I said, like obviously because of things that happened in the real world, it's There's just not that much when it comes to big releases, big quality releases. Maybe that'll pick up in the coming years. Who knows? I just think that's a bit why I'm not entirely that happy with either winning here. To be completely honest, it's not that big, not that great of a winner either way.
Yeah,
but
this is a unique situation for like how we're going to do this. I don't think we might do a brackets fight again, but I don't think we're going to have anything like this again. Like will be, future ones will be Game of the Year is the game that came out this year. We'll have a different category for games that didn't come out this year.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We didn't do probably enough preparation, or I didn't.
To be fair, yeah, either way, like Murdo and I, we do a spreadsheet for like a Game of the Year every year, and as you can tell, the year before last, we did a lot more preparation. We had different awards, stuff like that. We had the huge survey. Last year, we didn't even get around to doing it. We didn't play much at all. We just never did a Game of the Year. I talked about Hades being my Game of the Year on Twitter, and that was about it. This year, again, not much came out, COVID, etc., blah, blah, blah. And there's some games that have come out that haven't really come out. Like Halo Infinite could be one on this, but like that's not got. The campaign just came out in the last couple of weeks. The co-op campaign's not come out, which is how I play that. Like the co-op is going to be the way I judge that game because that is Halo. Halo is co-op. So that never got any consideration on this list. Super People just came out in a beta test, which is a more polished PUBG. That's going to be on the list somewhere next year. Don't know where. Final Fantasy VII Remake got announced and then released within a week, which was a fucking nightmare because I really wanted to play that. Then it came out as 70 quid and I was like, well, sod that. So yeah, I've got all kinds of excuses, but yeah, we've really had it tough to like find games for this list. Just as a heads up, so we can get this finished off. Brilliant Diamond Shiny Pearl winning with 67% of the vote, making it the community voted Game of the Year for the JaMie's 2021. Thank you very much, everybody, for voting. Really appreciate it. If you don't mind sticking around, Murdo and I will give a quick, few minutes about each of our Games of the Year in a second. But just for future reference, we still want to do the JaMie's. I really enjoy it as a little thing to do at the end of the year. For next year, we've already got a spreadsheet ready to go. I've already got 5 potential Game of the Years, as far as my excitement levels, in the first 3 months of the year. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year next year, and there's definitely a fair few games that are gonna be coming out later on as well. Yeah, we will be doing a Game of the Year, which is the Game of the Year. We'll also be doing a not this year's Game of the Year as well for Murdo, so we can get Gran Turismo 2 in there. But yeah, we're going to go back to like the whole like different categories and have like a big community vote via a Survey Monkey or whatever. So yeah, I'm glad we got to squeeze this in under the radar, but we've definitely gonna have to do some more prep next time. I feel like we could have definitely played more games, and that's the thing. The first one we did as well, we had that indie stream event as well, where we had like 8 hours playing like an hour of every different indie game that we had on the list, which didn't work that well because my computer was crashing during that time. But we had a good time doing that as well. That was really fun, and we want to do something like that again this year, and we just never found the time for it. So yeah, we're going to be a lot more prepared for it this year. So yeah, there we go. Murdo, would you like to go first on your Game of the Year, or do you want me to go?
The thing is, I haven't played many games this year, like at all. I'd say, like from the ones that released this year. One thing I wanted to have the ability to talk about was Unpacked, because I heard a lot of good things about it, or Unpacking. Very cute indie game about like moving into a house, to a new flat, like experiencing this one person's life. And like it's pretty zen. It's a pretty zen game, and I wanted to have the experience, but I didn't get to it, sadly. So basically, my game of the year this year is 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Again, I think for value, it's an incredible package. You get a very great multiplayer focused. You can play it by yourself, but it's much more fun with people to just either dick about or play it seriously. 2D, 3D-ish Mario game, plus this very cute, very fun experience of Bowser's Fury. Like I said, it feels like an indie game idea that got a full budget release, and I just think that was probably what I enjoyed the most. What I thought objectively was the best game I've had this year, to be completely honest.
Okay, I put a bit of the gameplay on stream just so people could see what it looked like.
Yeah.
Although I haven't got it very well, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's they could see like the big mad man Bowser himself. Yeah, again, you have like this whole big island, this cat island place, and Bowser could attack any time, and you have to collect these shines to basically hold him back. And there's like, I think 60 required to beat the game, and then you have you can collect all the shines, and then you get like the true ending. And I've did that, and I think you're done in like 3-4 hours. But like I said, it's a really fun little experience. Very cute idea, and it felt quite fresh for a Mario game. Maybe not as fresh as Odyssey was, I guess, because that obviously had much bigger release. But yeah.
Cool. Give it no problem. I will try not to forget. No, I haven't played much. My game of the year would either be Pokemon Demon Slayer or Metroid. I'd imagine Skyward Sword does count. Yeah, I mean, for me, game of the year is what you want it to be. If you want to include a game like that, then you're more than entitled to. It's not a problem.
I mean, there was an HD remaster of Skyward Sword this year, so I guess it does count.
We're counting Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. We're counting that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, what I forgot about 3D World, obviously the cat upgrades, and specifically Bowser's Fury had just every enemy, everything in the world had like cat features, cat ears and stuff. They had like cat ear seagulls and everything. It was fucking great. It's just very adorable, all of it.
Sounds ridiculous.
Just you have this, yeah, it is ridiculous, but you have like this entire world that's basically just a cat island, and every enemy is somehow catified. And it just I know, just experiencing this really strange world all by yourself, and it just feels kind of cool. It's just a good game.
Cool.
I like good games, then.
I've heard you enjoy good games. You also enjoy bad games. So.
No, I never.
So do I, so it's okay. For me, game of the year, absolutely Let's Build a Zoo. I haven't found a game I've enjoyed this much for such a long time. It's such a simple concept as well. Like, if you haven't seen my streams, first of all, why? Please watch my streams. Secondly, this is what the gameplay is like. It is very much like a pixelated theme park world, which, if I imagine I went back to theme park world, would be a pixelated video game because, you know, PlayStation 1. But weirdly, I enjoy games like this. I enjoy the management. I enjoy zoos. It's weird that I've never gone to a game like Planet Zoo or anything like that. It's something I keep... Again, it's a game I've looked at a few times and then just never actually played, and I really should. I just really enjoy the management of it. I really enjoy just like... It's almost like a bit passive at times as well, because sometimes you're just kind of waiting for money to pile up so you can just expand. I really enjoy games that let you like build your own world and just enjoy it. And it's a bit weird to say, because you don't get to go in there, if that makes sense. You don't get to go in the zoo. You don't get to play as a person. Maybe that's something they include in a future patch. No more robots if you're watching. Of course you are. You love this stuff.
You love it.
You love it. But yeah, Let's Build a Zoo is absolutely like my favorite game that's come out this year. And again, like we've mentioned, we haven't played that many, but I've gone by the logic of, you know, if I didn't buy it, why didn't I buy it? If I bought a game, clearly I enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a weird argument, but for me, if I didn't buy the game, then I'm not going to then get to December and go, oh, fuck yeah, I should buy it, and just so I can play it and compare it. I clearly chose to play this game. This was the priority. So, you know, it goes on the list kind of thing. Yeah, there we go. Last year's game of the year was Hades, by the way. Hades. Didn't finish that either. Yeah.
Have you not?
No.
Have you not beaten Hades?
No, I did like 3 runs. I think I don't know, maybe 4 runs I've won. And you don't really finish it to the 10th. As far as story is concerned, but I meant that one. But yeah, maybe it might be Demon Slayer. It's for sure the best anime game since PS3 era. But yeah, the argument, while correct, sound like if the game isn't fun, why bother? I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it, right? The game isn't fun, why bother? Yeah, let me give you a quick bit of background before we disappear. So Murdo and I have a rolling Google sheet, a spreadsheet that like literally has all these games on. So we start off with the 2020 nominations. Get that up on stream properly. We'll see it. We have the category options. We kind of like decide who's played it and stuff like that. We were at one point talking about like having people come in as guests and stuff like that to talk about it, but you know, we step forward to want to. Just, you know, you want to play it, you can't do. You know, release dates as well, so we know when stuff's coming out. You know, we've got all this stuff down, so we know exactly who's played what and things like that. And yeah, we had that for 2020. We also saw that when we put a lot of effort into that. We had all the nominations. Worst game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, by the way, clearly. 2021, we played plenty of games in 2020. Sorry. Yeah, 2021, that's right. But like, nothing really got nominated for Game of the Year. Like, Unite and F1 2021 did. Valheim did. King of Retail did. And again, you've got games like this, Hitman 3, which I was really excited for. Never played. And I saw on Epic, it was like, I can get it for like a tenner on Epic. But like, I didn't make time for it when it came out. I've got less time to play now, so what's the point in getting it to then play it in a year or two's time when I go, oh yeah, I could have played that. It's stuff like that, like, you know, what the dub's on there, we didn't find time to play that. Resident Evil 8 was never going to stand a chance, really. Days Gone, yeah, Deathloop as well, it's another game, but like, I just never made time for it. I was enjoying the games that I actually put on the list too much to actually want to go back and check them out. So that's what I mean by, you know, I know you boiled it down to if the game ain't fun, why bother? But like, if I'm having a lot of fun in a game, why would I then drop that game to then maybe consider another game for a Game of the Year list? I mean, if I'm enjoying the game, I stick with the game. You know, unless this, you know, the whole thing becomes a bit more of a job for me, I'm not going to go out of my way to buy games just to try them out, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm pretty sad that I didn't get around to Psychonauts 2, get around to play Hot Wheels either. Metroid Dread is probably something that I should have looked at.
Never touched Party Pack 8 either.
What?
Never touched Jackbox Party Pack 8. We never touched Far Cry 6.
Yeah, Far Cry just kind of went past, sadly. Should have played that. I'm sad that I did play Mario Golf because that fucking sucked.
I never played that either, so I wouldn't even consider that one.
Yeah, I have games in my closet that I haven't touched yet, like Colors Ultimate and Sonic Mania for the Switch, which isn't this year, but whatever.
Yeah.
I did already buy Unpacking. I'm going to what?
That's on Game Pass.
I bought on Switch. So I'm gonna be looking at it. Hopefully soon. Maybe I probably tweet my opinion about it when I'm getting around to it.
Yeah, you can get some very opinionated tweets, chat.
Back 4 Blood is something that people were quite excited for when it got announced, and then I didn't hear much about it. Halo Infinite, not really our genre, I guess.
It is, but again, I want to play it co-op. Like, that's how I enjoy Halo games, and they're not putting that out until next year. So,
Tony Hawk's, obviously that's just a Switch release.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. It was a Switch release of the game, and it's alright.
I can put yes
and
on
obviously
WarioWare now, by the way.
The definitive edition for GTA Trilogy was a massive letdown. What's up?
I can put yes on WarioWare now, by the way. I didn't like it.
Oh. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I played it with
I
friends.
didn't understand it. Good. Guardians of the Galaxy, wanted to play that. Apparently that was good. Haven't had a chance. Dark Pictures, again. Apparently this one was actually quite good compared to the previous two. I wanted to try Unpacking, never had time. That's why there's a purple by it. Never played Skatebird. So anyway, 2022, we've already got these nominations up. We've already, here, right, in just this list, are these the ones that got announced in the first few months, or like, or whatever. I can already see a top 10 in this list, if everything goes to plan. But yeah, they're in a release order as far as I'm aware. Like, you know, I go to a couple of different websites to try and track all this down. We've got God of War on the PC, because again, if you're new to the stream, new to these things, Murdo and I only play PC and Switch, realistically. We don't really play Xbox, yes, or PlayStation. So if it comes out on the PC in current year, we count it. So yeah, God of War on the PC, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Elden Ring, which I'm very excited about, Chocobo GP, which I'm very excited about, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. In the first 3 months, there's 5 Game of the Year potentials there for me. Pokemon TCG Live, Slime Rancher 2, Sonic Frontiers, Splatoon 3, Temtem full release, Bingle and Grot full. Temtem's supposed to get a full release next year. Excited?
I see it next year.
Apparently, they've done a lot of really good updates on it as well.
Ah.
Breath of the Wild 2, which apparently is a temporary name, that's why that says temp name. 2 Point Campus. Y'all saw how much time I spent in 2 Point Hospital. Wait till I get to bully students.
No.
Curse to Golf was a weird little indie game that we saw on Reddit the other day, which is quite good looking. Windjammers 2, which Murdo's just added. Grid Legends, which Murdo's just added. Murdo's apparently added more. Gran Turismo 7, are you getting a PlayStation for that?
Who knows? Keep updated. I don't know. It kind of depends. It kind of depends on how available they are. They are going to be, I guess. I mean, we have been treating these lists not specifically as Game of the Year, but mostly just as keeping track of games. Mostly, because as you saw on the other list, we didn't actually play everything that was on the list.
Yeah, this is all. That's why we got the Liam played, Nico played. Murdo played. Columns. So.
Yeah, it's mostly just to keep track of everything, and obviously to because like there's so many releases in a year, and you're just bound to forget. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp is coming out next year. Really excited for that because it looked really cool. It's a strategy kind of game on the Switch. It's a remake of the old Advance Wars on the Game Boy. And it's always a game that I wanted to look at, but never got around to. There's also I'm just adding stuff.
That's fine.
There's the new Saints Row coming out,
of course.
Which apparently is in August 23rd, 2022.
Yeah. So
the new Test Drive game as well.
As mentioned, like Murdo and I, we aren't rich. We have to kind of prioritize what we want to play, and
Speak for yourself.
Well, yeah, I'm not rich. Quite the opposite, in fact. Negative rich is how I am. Thanks, hon. But yeah, we kind of have to prioritize what games we want to play. Like, we can't play. Well, I can't play every big game that comes out. So the first 3 months is going to just ruin me, basically. But yeah, it's a case of like some of these games. We definitely just keep track of what games are coming out when. But it's also like we look at this list and then we can prioritize as well. And just for so you guys can see as well, we do have. I don't think we've had a game that has had even 5 nominations for any particular thing, but they're the current ones. We'll probably end up changing that a little bit. We've got the Fun as Fuck Award, Hella Pretty graphics, best soundtrack, best moment, best story, which arguably could be altogether. Great Expectations, not met, because that's the most disappointing game. Definitely not Game of the Year, worst Game of the Year. Best ongoing / updated game, which is probably Minecraft. Indie Game of the Year, Game of the Year, and Murdo's personal favourite, not this year's Game of the Year. So yeah,
you keep putting lists on the games like Minecraft on the list. Why are you always saying, "Oh, I love nominating old games"?
But my games at least came out this decade.
Listen. Show me your records. Where are your Speedrun World Records? I don't see them.
Again, when did that game come out?
2003.
Old.
You're old.
Old.
I'm not sure. Is it going to be 20 this year? Yeah. 23rd of June 2002.
Really as old as you.
It's gonna turn 20 this year. I could stream for its birthday.
Nice. I'm trying to get Murdo to get one. I want a buddy to play on PS5. I mean, I don't think it's anything that Karen and I've got prioritized at all, but there's certainly, one particular game system that may make an appearance later on in the year, maybe. We'll talk about it. Yeah, there we go, guys. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of you could see what's going on behind the curtain as well. But again, we have the guest played column, so if anybody ever wants to, join in on any of the conversations for, the end of the year stuff, more than happy to have you. Stick up for your favorite game. We don't know exactly how we're going to do next year either. Part of me likes to do a two-part stream where it's we talk about all these different nominations for different things, and then we can have the votes for 2 weeks, and then we do a second stream where we do the award ceremony. I think it's going to be a good way to do it if we plan it properly in advance this time. You say something, Murdo?
No.
Okay. Well, if that's everything, Murdo, would we like to say goodbye to everybody?
Okay.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the JaMie's Game of the Year Vote 2021. Thank you very much for watching as always, and thank you for taking part. Really appreciate it. We didn't have anybody voting. We would have been just me and Murdo angry just voting for opposite games, and then Kaya having to be the tiebreaker. So you've given her a day off, which is nice.
But I would have had so much power.
Next stream will be. I'm gonna get the raid ready so I don't forget. Next stream will be. Oh god, I can never remember his bloody name. Next stream will be Sunday for me. Murdo, what am I playing on Sunday? What are we playing on Sunday?
Minecraft.
We're playing Minecraft. We are updating the server.
We're playing Minecraft, baby. Yeah.
Minecraft, baby. Yeah. We are playing the nearly game of the year for this year. Okay. We're not the worst. We're great. We're funny, good friends. Funny, good friends. We are going to be playing some Minecraft New World because we didn't really have the world ready for. Come on, brain. The world we currently had, it was going to take a little bit of a travel to get the new stuff generating, and I feel like Murdo mentioned it as well. We want to start playing with the new stuff rather than just having to hunt for it. Get straight in. New world, new year, new me. Fingal and Gruffle are still around. Again, I messaged you on Discord, but you're more than welcome to join us again. Joe, if you're around, you too. Dean, you as well. Anybody who's in previously. Murdo, where can the good people find you?
Twitter.com/MurdoHeVote. And Twitch.tv/Mido, maybe eventually again.
It will be. We have full faith. I have been stream at twitch.tv/Jestertainment. See my VODs, vlogs, and other videos. YouTube.com/Jester on demand. To see what I'm ranting about this week, Twitter.com/Jestertainment_, and to join Discord, it's bit.ly/JestDiscord. If you want to support the channel, if you're watching and following, you're doing a great job, and thank you so much for doing so. If you want to do more than that, you can, of course, go to patreon.com/Jestertainment, just like my wonderful Patreon producer, who is Murdo, who's available at twitch.tv/Murdo and twitter.com/Murdo he wrote. We are sending the raid over to Shaggy now, so if you want to stick around, don't forget the Jester raid in chat. He is doing a big ol' New Year's Eve stream, so I don't know what he's got currently going on, but I think it's a lot of stuff involving chat, so that could be very fun to watch. But until the next one, guys, have an absolutely brilliant new year. Don't get scared by the fireworks, they're not bombs. And see you in 2022. That's what cringy people say, isn't it? Yes, Liam, it is. Now you're one of those cringy people. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And for the final time in 2021,